Hello, I will be presenting my family resource management project through this PowerPoint presentation. So let's begin. So first off, of course, the goals that I chose for this project was number one, getting married, number two, graduating college, and number three, starting a family. So a brief description of these goals. Currently, me and my boyfriend are planning to be engaged and married within the next year or two. This goal would be significant because this means that I'm starting my family and I'm becoming independent from my family of origin. Secondly, graduating college. I plan to graduate with my bachelor's degree in counseling and applied psychology in the fall of 2026, and this is a significant goal because it allows me to apply for my master's program. And I'm kind of undecided if I'm going to go into school counseling or, clinical mental health counseling. But either way, my graduate degree would lead me to my license so that I could begin my career. And lastly, after getting married, then I would begin to start my family and have kids. This would also be a significant achievement because means that I've started a family and my family is growing. I get to be a mother, which is a dream of mine. So now that we've talked about the goals that I've chosen, we are going to discuss the skills that I will need to be able to accomplish these goals. So, first of all, these goals are pretty representative of, life stages, especially from the perspective of family developmental theory. For example, my goal of marriage, it marks the beginning of my family life cycle. Under this theory, it categorizes the family life cycle into 8 stages, beginning with married couple and ending with aging family. Having children would fall under the second stage of the 8 stage model. And of course, pursuing a higher education is going to allow me to have the resources to be able to create and maintain a family. So, more specific, the skills would be communication. So, good communication is essential within relationships, especially within my future marital relationship. It'll allow me to have a strong marriage that ensures that my family continues to progress through the 8 stages. And then, of course, advanced education is going to allow me to contribute to my family's needs financially because advanced education is going to allow me to pursue a career that will provide income. And of course, income leads to resources. And of course, financial literacy, it's going to allow me to manage my income in a way that best suits my family, to allow me to plan for the later stages within the family life cycle, such as college education for my children. So next, we're going to get into the relevant resources, equating to these skills. So, of course, premarital counseling. So, me and my boyfriend do plan to go through premarital counseling following an engagement. That's something we've talked about that's important to us. This is a resource that will help us to build the necessary communication skills to maintain our relationship in the future. And of course, a strong relationship will ensure that my family continues to move through the necessary stages under the family life cycle model. Next, the educational resources. So, of course, that consists with financial aid. I am using financial aid through the military right now to be able to go to school and not, have a lot of debt because debt is going to impact me in the future, obviously, when it comes to getting a job and having to pay that. Next, the financial resources. So that includes a financial advisor. So this would be a resource that would help me to manage my finances and ensure that my family's needs are met. This would also help my family to move through the 8 stages, such as the launching center where, my kids could go to college because I've saved some money up for them. And it could also allow my family to enter the aging family stage in which, I've saved enough money to retire. So next, we're going to get into the decisions that will have to be made involved with the skills and goals that I've chosen. So first, choosing a premarital counselor. So this decision is going to be very impactful because it's going to mean, how impactful these sessions will be in terms of the skills learned to maintain a healthy marital relationship. These skills are really important because under conflict theory, it explains that conflict is inevitable. So hopefully the plan is that my partner and I will acquire and maintain, the necessary skills through counseling, so that when a stressful event occurs, doesn't become a conflict. Because of course conflicts happen when a stressful event it isn't immediately solved or seems solvable or the family isn't equipped to handle it. That's when it becomes a conflict. So I do plan to maintain a strong relationship in order to handle, these situations. And then of course choosing my graduate program. After completing my bachelor's degree, this program will decide, what career I have in the future. And I already said, I'm kind of undecided on that, but the career that I choose will impact the type of stressors that put onto my family. So that is something to think about. Do I want to go into clinical counseling? Because that could impact my work life balance a little bit more. It could be more stressful on my family when I have to work with people every day and hear out their problems. Where maybe if I go into school counseling, my work life balance is going to be better because I'm going to get all those holidays off and, all that. And then next, choosing a good financial advisor. So this is important, of course, because, you want to choose a competent advisor. Um, and that would help, of course, financially because of um, financial, conflict is definitely the biggest cause of divorce in the US. So we definitely need good advice and someone that can help us with our financial resources. And these effective goal setting techniques will allow my family to be equipped with the necessary resources and skills to reach the goals that I have stated within this presentation. So next, we are going to get into the life, family, social structures, and external influences. So currently, I'm in the process of choosing my life partner, as I've explained, my current boyfriend, and the reason that we're planning a future together is that we both have secure attachment styles. So we're both overall happy and trusting personalities, and we readily accept love and support from each other. We also have confidence in ourselves, and we enjoy each other's company. We're really good friends. And we also agree on major components like finances, religion, and raising children. So, by choosing a partner that agrees on these major ideals, we have a strong foundation and with a strong marital relationship that will support me in pursuing, my higher education and also a healthy foundation for raising a family where our children will have parents that have secure attachment styles and consistency on how we want to raise our children. Because we do plan to raise a family together, all our decisions will be putting the family first, and external factors that could impact this is inflation. Housing is pretty expensive, so this factor could influence how these goals are achieved. This could involve, choosing a career that makes more money. But overall, I know we can overcome anything. So, lastly, the process of setting goals and identifying aspects of family resource management has pushed me to think critically about my future and the resources that are needed to accomplish these goals. Also, the skills I will need to maintain or acquire in order to manage these resources. And throughout this process, I learned that goal setting is essential in planning for the future and it's subject to change, meaning that I must be prepared to adapt and overcome challenges as they present themselves. And, of course, as we've discussed within the critical paradigm, conflict is pretty unavoidable, so it's important to be prepared for it. And yes, it was a pleasure making this project, and taking this class.